Hi there, Robin here. I'm still a little sick from the hanger-on bits of COVID, and it's been a long haul. And it seems like the world is having some sickness as well. I have found that recovery for myself can be made worse or longer from what I feed my body, but also my mind. I need to stay informed and empathetic, but without disabling myself in the process with sadness, grief, pain, and etc. So what to do? You can either give in or you can do something better, more creative and resourceful. I hope these suggestions work for you, but if they don't, that you find solutions that do. There are so many people wanting to be there for you, so please be brave and reach out. Now let's be honest with the hard truth. You're not in control of the decisions and actions of other people. In my case, I can manage my own reactions and how I think. When I do that, I come from a stronger place, and it involves clear thinking and truth. I don't know about you, but if I am in any way out of balance, I don't think clearly. And I'm prone to making decisions that later on I would regret. And I hate saying that if only I had thought it through better, ... When I think about being opinionated or making reactive actions, it upsets me because I have higher expectations of myself. Sometimes when I'm in that headspace, I become more rigid. If only I had been more flexible and creative, I would have been in a better place for problem solving. I might not be able to hear clearly or correctly. Hear but not listen. And I really, really want to be able to hear. I don't need to be focused on being right, so much so that I couldn't be open to other people, to their thoughts and opinions, maybe their feelings. I prefer to be a compassionate person where there's give and take, bend and flow. Like Bruce Lee used to say, be water, my friend. Water is one of the greatest forces of nature. It's strong like ice, soft like steam, and flexible like a river. Compassion gives me a chance to realize when I can be solid in my decisions, flexible for my problem solving, or let thoughts go like air when they serve no purpose. So how to do this? I am very easily distracted with my ADD and meditating. I have found that I do meditate by doing. Doing makes me feel better. I like to work out my thoughts, and I like to get a little more physically in the flow, especially with art, with repeating patterns and colors. My ADD, or attention deficit disorder, is soothed by repeated doing, and my OCD is soothed by symmetry. The mandala is the perfect place to do this. Sometimes doodling too, depending on where I'm at, but that's a totally different video. Maybe later. I like to give myself an art date or a meditation time. I make a cup of coffee or tea and go to the studio. Vitamin D is sitting beside me and keeping me company. And then I focus on the process. The outcome is secondary, really. Sometimes I actually have to remind myself of this and make sure I stay in a good head place. I use tracing paper or whatever paper, but paper that when you put light behind it, you can see an image, and I can trace through that. I'll fold that in half and then unfold it and then fold it half again the opposite way. So the paper is pre-folded into quarters, because if you fold it and fold it right away, you don't exactly get half, and then you'll always wonder why it just doesn't quite work. OCD screaming at you right now. Now that you like your drawing, trace it onto the other quarter, and when that is complete, you have half the paper traced. Or you have half the paper drawn, and then you can unfold it and fold it to the corresponding half that is empty, and then you can trace the other side. Then I draw on one of the quarters. You can bring in elements that might be irregular or stay with a theme. Maybe there's one flower on each quarter, and maybe you like the flower with different colors but the same theme. Maybe the same flower, but that portion of the flower or a whole different flower could be spring, winter, fall, happy, sad, cranky, whatever. Or just repeat the whole same thing equally. Do what inspires you and helps you to focus, to be in that optimal headspace. To help me focus on my thoughts or no thoughts. Sometimes blank is good too. I will bring into the drawing nature or symbols of what makes me think about my conflict, and sometimes something exactly opposite might be better. Something entirely different is what's going on to what is going on around me. The focus is to change your mental state into a more productive state. This is your mini vacation. Consider the paper hotel room that is your new safe place. Today I want to work with sunflowers. Yep, it's obvious, isn't it? Along with the yellow and the blue. So you kind of know where I'm going with that and what's bothering me the most about that right now. I don't know. A little asymmetry into it, maybe like a bird visiting the flower and peeking up from behind, making a joke to remind you to be lighthearted. That's what I'm doing here. Or simple or as complex as I like. You don't have to do the entire drawing all in one go. You can come back to it later. Maybe you have it in time sections or whatever you have time for. Maybe you're doing the goals sections, like one is drawing and part 2 is the hard line or hard outline or inking, and maybe the third part would be coloring. The more you practice, of course, the easier it gets. And you'll hear that through art all the time. You can get to the point of looking at a page, and then you are in that meditative state. It's shocking, but it works really well, and that's why I say practice, and you'll get into that headspace quicker just even by looking at it. You don't have to have great paint or even a great pen. A biro or ballpoint pen, maybe a pencil can work, whatever you have at hand. The whole point to this experience is to allow your brain to focus and calm. Balance yourself. Anyway, if you have time and you need to meditate but have a hard time meditating, consider doing simple drawings like mandalas with your own drawings and design. Paint or color them yourself. You might find that this is a wonderful way to center yourself and find your compassion, your inner peace, so that you can come from a stronger place in you and be more resourceful. I hope this method of meditating helps you like it helps me. If you like this kind of video, consider subscribing and sharing it with your friends. And also share your art with your friends. Maybe you will help the world around you to calm down too, and help them with their inner worlds as well. I've included a link to a site where you can copy mine or print out the one I did today to help you give a good fresh start and maybe inspire you to do your own as well.